Yeah. I think your strategy makes sense. I'll just ask you quickly, if I'm hearing you right, you'll do the tests together. Now, if the biomarker is negative, then you said you stop. What if you get the MRI back? The MRI is negative, but the biomarker is positive. So then you're just doing a standard 12-core biopsy?
Yeah, so that's a challenge, and that's frustrating. That's, discordant results. Discordant results are your urological nightmare because, you have one thing saying yes, the other one saying no. And I think there was a couple thoughts on that. There was a great trial from Cleveland Clinic, published it in the Gold Journal, and they basically retrospectively looked at all their patients who had MRI, ISO-PSA. ISO-PSA is another biomarker, and underwent biopsy. And what they did was that they looked at does the ISO-PSA add to MRI? And they have this great table in the trial. And if they have a normal ISO-PSA, a normal PI-RADS 1 or 2, the risk of prostate cancer is like 2%. If they had a PI-RADS 3, which comes up a lot, like you have this 3, do I want to biopsy? Do I want to watch it? What they found is if they have a negative ISO-PSA, the risk of prostate cancer is less than 5%. So negative ISO, normal MRI, risk of prostate cancer is less than 5%. But if that guy has a PI-RADS or the patient has a PI-RADS 3 lesion, abnormal ISO, that risk goes from less than 5 to 16%. And then if they have a 4 or 5, the risk of prostate cancer in a normal ISO is like less than 20%, and then it approaches about 50% with abnormal ISO, abnormal MRI. So I think it's a lot. So I keep this table in my clinic just to keep it straight. But I think another point is, you asked about discordant results. I think a big obligation for us as urologists is to have the tools or the numbers to have a legitimate a shared decision-making, conversation. I feel like that's where biomarkers help you because they give you that real good number exactly of what's the likelihood or the positive predictive value the best you can to tell the patient, this is the numbers, this is what this test says, this is what that test says. I have one study that says when you put them together, this is the risk. And like true shared decision making, let the patient decide. At least we can give them those hard numbers so they can make an educated, decision.
Yeah, no, I think that makes a lot of sense. And I think I like what you're describing using, for example, in the study that you quoted, it was ISO-PSA with an MRI, because that helps overcome some of the inter-reader variability. For example, a PI-RADS 3 may be a PI-RADS 3 to one radiologist, which may be a 4 or 5 to another. But this way, if you have a concerning test, you're still targeting an area that was identified as a lesion, and it helps assuage some of the uneasiness from maybe forgoing a biopsy in a PI-RADS 3. So that makes a lot of sense to me.